on, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 from this week. In a continuation of a long story. It's not true. It's not a continuation. This is just it's another show. Another time to be together, another time to hang out, another time to make content, another time to just be with you guys. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this special it's Thursday, right? Special Thursday edition of Robeytech. Pretty excited about today's build because I already know this is making some people mad. They hate it when I use the term budget, but here's the deal. There's a lot of times when maybe it's the cheapest, maybe that's the right word, the cheapest 50, hey, by the way, Lanceworth and PC Guy Entry. Think the cheapest budget, the cheapest 5080 9800X 3D build system that we can actually make, so that way you're not spending it on any frilly part. First and foremost, at the core of this thing, we have the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D, which is an absolutely beast of a CPU, and then right next to that, we have the RTX 5080 FE. Neither one is easy to purchase right now. In fact, people were getting mad when I was able to just literally just go onto a website and purchase one, and people are like, way to go. And no, it wasn't eBay. I didn't overpay for it either. This is not a typical budget build. I'm afraid I'm not going to say that we're giving this system away. Unfortunately, 5080s and 5090s are so hard to get right now that I would absolutely love to be able to give a system like this away, but then I need these cards for building. So once we get to the point where we can essentially have enough that I can share, I will absolutely share. But for now, these builds you'll probably not see giveaways of systems like this for a little while, which is going to be true. For the motherboard, you do have some options in terms of this, but I did some looking, right? And so I did some looking already, and I was just trying to decide, if there was another board from here. But honestly, I went with the Asus Tough Gaming B650 Plus Wi-Fi. When you went a little bit down, VRM were a little bit shaky, and for the most part, like the other thing too is like it was just like when you started to then you got really kind of cheap there. So this board is not expensive. It's actually a really good price right now. Is more than good enough for the 9800X 3D and the RTX 5080. You can absolutely plug the 5080 in and it boots no issue. And especially if you get the new, essentially if you get the new BIOSes and all that sort of stuff, you're gonna have no problem whatsoever. So yeah. For cooling, because the 9800X3 is absolutely air coolable, we're gonna use a very inexpensive but very nice air cooler. This is the Phantom Spirit, the Phantom Spirit SE 120 SE ARGB. You could save $2 and get the non-RGB version. For storage, we went fast but inexpensive. We went with the Team Group MP44L. This is a 2 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe drive. The read speed and the write speed is 5,000 read, 4,500 megabits per second write. So plenty fast for gaming and all that sort of stuff. And it gives you plenty of storage to do, there you go. It gives you plenty of storage to do what you need to do when you install like COD and all those other ones. We also have Triton Z5 Neo RGB. This is 6,000 mega transfer AMD Expo G-Skill RAM as well. So there is that. And then the last thing that we have is the Thermaltake 850 watt PSU. So this is more than enough for the RTX 5080. Should be an absolutely perfect thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build it. We're gonna run thermals on it. We're gonna run, we'll run a little bit of gaming temps on it, all that sort of stuff, and then we'll see how it performs. Now, you might be asking, Robey, how does a build like this perform? What is for $2,000? What kind of performance do I get? And you know what? I will just show you because we have those numbers. But here's the performance. God of War Ragnarok, and this is at 1440p, and then you got 4K native. So 4K, you're looking at 117 at God of War, 171 at 1440p. Cyberpunk 2077, you're looking at 80 native with 148 on 1440p. Hogwarts Legacy, you can see they're high. Dying Light. So very good system, both native 4K and at 1440p. And then if you want to look at the ray tracing numbers, of course, this is not this is without multi-frame gen or anything like that. Looking at 116 at 116 at 1440p, about 82 at 4K. You're looking at, for Dying Light, 112 or 65. Cyberpunk, you're looking at 89 or 50. 50 for, and this is ray tracing ultra with everything. And then of course you've got Alan Wake high and not high right there for ray tracing and stuff like that. Where this game really shines, and if I would think about the 5080, I still think of the 5080 as a very, very strong 1440p card. I still would only play 1440p on a 5080 because I just feel like the long tail on that is going to be a whole lot better. I don't think playing at 4K. I think 5090 is kind of at your 5090 and 4090 are kind of your 4K cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop this out. Let's go and get our CPUs. I think what we need to do for this, I think we need to do some GPU art. I almost forgot, guys. I'm gonna do this, Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this the happy GPU. So here's the planet here. Okay. And then here's all the people. There's all the people. They're all PC gamers. And it's raining GPUs. This is the happy one. It's just raining GPUs. Now, some of these GPUs did kill some of these people. So there's like a dead person here who got impaled by a GPU. But the rest of it's mostly pretty good. You know what I mean? So yeah, there we go. All right, here we go, guys. Gonna go in there. Here we go. We'll see what the clicks are. It is G-Skill. 96.8. We have to get to 98. Like basically, Blondie's telling me I need to get a win here. 99.6. Didn't it say 99.6? Okay, you're gonna put these on now. So your little red, there's two sides to this. One's a little bit wider. Let's pop it in there. This kind of makes me want to eat like gummies right now. Like, you know, like Flintstone gummies or fruit gummies. Not the other kind of gummies. Get your heads out of the gutter. I'm like fruit gummies. Okay, now we're gonna do Fantex XT Pro. Get this out. Budget. Pop this in, just like this. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so now what we're gonna work on here, guys, is placing our our add-in stuff. Okay, so what we're doing is we're just getting all our extra cables out here. So we have a fan. The first one is an RGB header. We have an RGB header. You can see it right here. We have an RGB header. Right? This is for our fan. We're going to route this right up here. So I just slid it underneath and then in. So there's our RGB header. This is for all of our fans. Next one that we're going to deal with right now is we're going to deal with the USB-C. So this is what it looks like right here. So we're going to route that into this hole right here. Just route it right there. There we go. Okay, next one that we're going to deal with right here is we have this is the rear fan cable. So this is the rear fan cable. So it's coming from this cable connection right here. This cable connection right here. So this is the rear fan right here. We're going to route it. Sorry, we're going to actually route it right here. Same place right next to this RGB right here. So it's going to come out right here. Okay, so there's that. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the other fan header. Okay, so this is for the front fans. It's going to come right here. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a USB 3.2. Looks like this, USB 3.2, blue. And then that is going to route, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it's going to route in the same place as the USB-C, right here. Next cable we're going to route, it's our HD audio. You'll know it because it's got these ugly color cables at the bottom. It says HD audio on it. This is going to come out right down over here. Right down in this corner right here. This is all our RGB. It's a little bit fuzzy, sorry guys. It's gonna go in this little RGB header right here. There we go. There's a fan, this is for our rear fan. There's a fan header right here at the top. Next one we're gonna do is right here. We're gonna do our USB 3.2. You go right here. There we go. We're gonna take our USB-C, which is right next to it. And then we're gonna go down to the bottom here. Take our front panel header. So it's gonna go right here to the far left. And after that, we're going to do our fan header. This is for the front fans. It's going to go right there. We're going to go all the way to the right. Do our HD audio cable. There we go. Okay, so there's all of our front panel connectors. Best budget GPUs out there. Here we go. One of the best budget GPUs out there. There it is. We make this, let's just, hold on. You guys are complaining that it's budget, so I'm gonna make it super budget. Make sure it's extra budget, okay? Now it's budget, guys. There, is that better? Is that better? Is that more budget? We made him super budget there, guys. Now we met, there you go, how's that? This way, it'll be a little bit easier to do it this way. Okay, first one, big 24 pin. There you go. There we go. There's our PSU. We're just gonna plug into the CPU PCIe one. Okay, so we're gonna plug this one into the CPU PCIe right here. 24 pin, plugs into there. And right there. There we go, okay. And then last one is we have our 16 pin. There we go, just like that. And we'll make it look clean. The last little bit of this build, guys. We're very budget. Very, very budget, guys. Barely, I mean, like anybody could afford this build. Most budget build we've ever done. There we go, get that screwed in, oops. There we go. Oh. Get the cable thing on. And there it is, guys. Build is done. Okay, everything is ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, look at that. Look how budget it looks. So budget. But we also have builds that are at a ton of different budget prices, plus $1,000, etc. So if you're looking for something like that, head over to robeytech.com/budget builds. When you click on the budget build, it actually has a link to all the parts and performance numbers, as well as the actual link to follow along if you want to build it along with me. And again, right here, I talked about this a little bit early before, but if you just want to see the performance for this particular system, both at 1440p and 4K native, as well as 1440p and 4K ray tracing, we have those numbers up here for you. And technically, guys, you can go look at almost every 5080 review, because literally everybody except for us tested with the 9800 Extra D and not the 285K. Okay, so it looks like our cooling is done. We've done our cooling thing here. So let's take a look at our thermals. Okay, here we go. Let's see how this runs. Go to File, Advanced, 10 minutes. And start multi-core testing. Sitting at 84, that's beautiful. So there we go, 83. It's actually going down in temp right now. Like it was at 85 and then now it's like it's gonna hover because it's not gonna spin at max. That's right. Okay, so let's run this. We're gonna run it at 1440p, 2560 by 1440. We'll do full screen, and then we'll run. Okay, so let's go to statistics. We'll go to thing, so we'll do GPU temperatures in there. And right now we're pulling 387 watts, and the GPU temperature is 63 degrees. Now, understand I have no curve to the GPU. It's just, right now I could create a GPU curve, and then we would see the fans ramp up, but right now we're gonna let it soak a little bit. It's getting to 65, 63, 65. And of course we're pulling, like I said, 350, 360 watts right now. Yeah, this thing stresses the crap out of the GPU in terms of temp and power. So it's just one way of showing GPU temps under load. Obviously I don't have a fan curve for it, so this isn't really a good test, but it's showing you, it's keeping it nice and cool still. So GPU temps under load are fine. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll hit Alt-Z. Okay, let's go ahead now. Let's run a couple games just to see what gaming temperatures are like. So let's look at Cyberpunk, right? Because that's one we can definitely for sure see. Okay, so let's go. We're gonna run through this stuff, of course, normally, so you guys can see stuff. We're gonna run it at, not at 3840. What is this doing it? We want it 2560 by 1440. Okay, so we're gonna do 1440. Okay, let's go to graphics. We'll do DLSS Soup Transformer Model Performance. We'll turn off frame generation for now. Let's just run it at worst so you guys can see what it is at 1440p this way with ray reconstruction. So apply. And then let's go ahead and run the benchmark. So this is everything cranked, but not without frame generation. And there we go, we're getting 113 frames per second. Again, this is just with DLSS and no, so this has super sampling, and then that's it right now. But it still has transformer model, ray reconstruction, all that stuff is on here right now. And GPU temp is currently sitting at 53 degrees Celsius, CPU temp at 65. So again, no problem keeping this 9800X3D or this RTX 5080. There we go. So there it is, 144 frames per second with everything turned on. So let's go here now, let's turn on frame generation, texture quality high, everything math. We'll put on path tracing. So there we go, 254 frames per second and no problem there. So again, temps are great. Hogwarts Legacy, and then we have a Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is something a little bit more raw. Just came out not that long ago, a couple days ago, February 2nd. So we'll take a look at Kingdom Come Deliverance and then go from there. Okay, so let's look at our settings here. So we're at 1440p. Oh, no, upscale type, we'll do DLSS. We're gonna do balanced. Well, right now we'll keep it on, everything on. Off, okay, let's look at this. And then everything should be on ultra. Okay, so this is 1440p. 1440p with DLSS first. and then we'll put on frame gen afterwards. But we'll do 1440p with DLSS. And that's, look at that, 132 frames per second. Wow, that looks good. I mean, look at the hair. Like, this is the stuff that DLSS 4 added, was the hair, the textures. God, that looks so good. I love this game. A little bit of some shadow pop there at the top, though. Did you guys see that? Okay, now, whoops. Let's go ahead and turn on frame gen. And now we're getting 400, 460. God, it feels so good, but that's because the base frame rate is 100. You know, even at raw, the base frame rate would still be well over, probably 70 to 80 frames per second. So, I mean, it just feels so good. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This one is just gonna be raw, right? This just has DLSS, so this is just more of a new title that came out, a little bit more, it's still very, very heavily, very pretty game, right? So I don't know if you've played the original. It was a little bit of a darling of mine way back in the Mixer days. It was one of the games that we played, but I've been really enjoying this game. So let's set our graphic settings. 24 Ultra, show FPS, we'll throw it, well, we don't need to. VSync will turn off. We'll go, it does 60 frame, it doesn't have an option. So all it's trying to do is, and then we have it at, let's put it at quality and see if it keeps 60. Turn motion blur off. Yes. Okay, and then we'll hit, whoop, nope, continue. Okay, so we're getting 145 frames per second. So again, really good. Again, 54 degrees on the GPU temp. CPU temp is 59. Much more traditional game in this regard, like no extra. But yeah, no, this is running beautifully. And again, that's what I really just think about this card, right? So showing you guys a bunch of different games, gave you guys performance, gave you guys thermals, showed you GPU thermals, showed you CPU thermals, showed you gameplay performance. All you gotta do, if you want more information just on how this performs on some other games, go over to robeytech.com. Click on budget builds. And then click on this. And then if you go down here, we have native 4K and native ray traced 4K without multi-frame gen. So if you just want to see those numbers, both for 1440p and 4K for a bunch of other games too. So including there's Hogwarts Legacy, which is very similar to what we saw, 144 frames per second. So, and with ray tracing, we actually saw, well, we did a little bit higher. So anyway, guys, that is it for me. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here, for doing all that sort of stuff. Have an absolutely amazing night. Bye, guys.